Xin chào, em tên là Dolly Avenue. Em làm nhạc pop, alternative, pop punk.
I was trying and trying to crawl out of my skin. I was living with my parents.
I played music as early as 10. My parents always had a guitar or piano in the house, instruments everywhere, and it was just a great way for me to express myself. And I learned how to play the piano through YouTube videos and listening to other singers harmonizing and singing, and it became a really great passion of mine. I have a lot of different influences in my life, from folk music to indie music to classical piano to jazz, and my parents growing up showed me the Beatles to Adele to Vanessa Carlton, so I have a lot of different influences in my life. So I would say that weave between all soundscapes right now. My upcoming album is 11 songs. It's called This Is Our Time, and it's a coming-of-age album, an album about growing up in Missouri, losing my mom in the pandemic during 2020, and it's a really upbeat album, inspiring and empowering. It comes after my previous EP, which was 7 songs, that was more bedroom lo-fi and about heartbreak, so it's a completely different soundscape, and I'm excited to share my debut album with you. After making this album, I began to discover my roots in Vietnamese culture, especially after losing my mom's. And I visited Vietnam all my life every year, but more recently I've been very connected to my roots and my heritage. So I want to continue that by collaborating with Vietnamese artists, hopefully practicing my Vietnamese more and singing in Vietnamese, but ultimately I do want to share my music in Vietnam in person. I just visited Vietnam recently, and it's totally different from what I remembered. It's very progressed in music and art, and it's such a great growing community for musicians, and I feel like this is such a great time for Vietnamese artists to be represented in America as well. But in general, without America, the global music scene in Vietnam is so fresh and so innovative, and I'm excited for it. My favorite food is, of course, pho. I love bánh xèo and bún bò Huế, and really I love Vietnamese food. I went there and I ate Vietnamese food every single day, and I did not get tired of it. So anything Vietnamese is delicious to me. In America, Asian representation has just kind of started to be more known or understood, so I think it's a really exciting time for Asian artists. It's still very difficult because we are still being discovered and still being understood, but we're making such great music, and it really doesn't matter where you're from or what you look like. Good music is good music. Before I delved into the world of music, I was an entertainment photographer for 8 years. So I did everything from editing to taking pictures to live festivals to assisting, and I was able to use all those funds to create my music now. And after being discovered and growing my team, I've been learning different ways to take my skills as a photographer into the world of music, such as gigging, touring, backing, singing, sync opportunities, and of course sponsorship. So it's always a learning curve, and you're just always hustling to find different ways to find income, but I think being a photographer really helped me in that realm. So after the passing of my mom in 2020, I really took a step back to reflect on why I'm making music and why I am doing art. And my mom sacrificed so much for me to do what I love. She worked every single day of her life doing things that just made money to make sure her kids were healthy, and I always remember that whenever I'm making art and taking time to really take care of my passion. So for anybody out there that's just trying to make it or wanting to discover their talents or grow their talents, I just think, life is short, and it's never a bad thing to just do what you want to try.
Okay, done.
My cat woke up.
Very fast.
I know!
Okay.